We are learning more about the Austin background of an accused serial killer.
He's running around at nighttime on Runbird in Austin. Mom, you know what kind of neighborhood that is?
And now the son of the accused killer's ex-wife tells his story. A man once jailed for raping a woman in Austin is now charged with the murder of a woman in Indiana.
Police say 43-year-old Darren Vann strangled a 19-year-old woman in a Motel 6 in Hammond, Indiana. On Friday, investigators say Vann led them then to the bodies of 6 other women he says he killed. Tonight, we are learning more about this suspected killer and his time in Austin. KXAN's Sophia Beausoleil explains why his former stepson says Vann was creepy and strange.
Everyone knew I didn't like him, and everyone knew I was watching him.
This is the voice of Darren Vann's ex-wife's son, Edward Matlock, in a phone interview with CNN. He says he never clicked with his former stepfather.
He was a creepy dude, and I couldn't believe my mom would marry someone that young, and I kept my distance from them.
Vann married Maria Matlock in Travis County in 1995. There was a 30-year difference between the two, something her son says didn't feel right.
He was just a strange guy. I walk in and I would see him talking to himself and, he thought a lot. And she acted like she'd never seen it, but I told her the guy's a nutcase.
Edward says he believes Vann worked for a temp agency that had him working at Dell, but Vann was fired and he quickly spiraled downhill.
I said, Mom, your boyfriend or husband, whatever you want to call him, he's running around at nighttime on Runbird in Austin. Mom, you know what kind of neighborhood that is? That's a prostitution strip.
Vann was convicted of strangling and raping a woman who was possibly a prostitute here in Austin. And now Vann is accused of killing a prostitute last Friday in a motel and perhaps as many as 6 other women in Indiana. And Edward says this is all tough for his mom to hear.
She's upset. She was terrified. My mom is in her 70s now. And she's shaking up.
That was KXAN's Sophia Beausoleil reporting. We reached out to Dell today to confirm what Vann's former stepson claims, that Vann used to work there. However, the company did not return our phone call seeking comment. Austin police won't say whether any unsolved crimes or missing persons cases may be related to Vann. They did tell us when cases like this happen, they try to get as much information about that suspect as they possibly can. Investigators will develop a timeline of their activities and compare it to unsolved cases. Detectives also compare DNA on cases depending on if that evidence is available. APD says they know there are a lot of questions swirling around Vann and his time in Austin.
It certainly helps when a case brings attention to the department, brings attention to the cold case unit and the missing persons unit, because people have that general interest that they'll go out and start looking. And it may be information regarding this particular case, or it may be something that's totally unrelated, but it does tend to generate interest.
Right now, the Austin Police Department has 167 cold cases that date back to 1967.
We reached out today to several local law enforcement agencies to see if they are following APD's lead. The Travis County Sheriff's Office says it looked through all of its missing persons and cold cases and did not find any connection to Vann. Round Rock Police tell us they are actively working with Texas Rangers and the District Attorney's Office to see if there are any connections, but as right now, officers say there is no link to any of their missing or cold cases. We also heard today from the Pflugerville Police Department. The assistant chief there told us they did not have any open cases, so a check for links to Vann was not needed.